Let's take a journey back in time, to when early humans needed tools to survive in nature and make better use of the resources around them. Why stone tools? Because stones were abundant, hard, and durable, and they could easily be sharpened. With these tools, they could cut meat, remove animal skins, break bones, and even defend themselves from wild animals. Stone tools were the first step in human evolution, tools that changed the course of humanity forever. The story begins around 2.6 million years ago, when the first signs of toolmaking appeared among our distant ancestors. This journey starts with a simple piece of stone, but as we will see, these small tools forever altered the course of human evolution. Imagine the vast plains of Africa, where one of the earliest humans, known as Homo habilis, around 2.6 to 1.5 million years ago, picks up a stone. With a few strikes, they create a sharp edge. These edges were used to cut meat, break bones, or even carve wood. The tools were very simple, but this small step was actually a revolution. These humans learned they could use their hands to create something that would help them hunt and survive. This is where the Oldowan tools were born. Though these tools were simple, they had a profound effect on the lives of early humans. Imagine an early human using these sharp stones to cut the meat of an animal. They were no longer solely dependent on nature, they had created a tool that allowed them to alter their environment. Our story now moves to around 1.7 million years ago. A new generation of humans, known as Homo erectus, stepped onto the scene. They wanted more than just simple stones, so they began creating more complex tools, known as Acheulean tools. Imagine these humans spending hours crafting a hand axe, shaped like an almond, carefully chipping away at a stone to create sharp, symmetrical edges. They used these tools for cutting, hunting, and even defending themselves. Here, we see the first signs of advanced thinking and planning among humans. Picture yourself living in that era, crafting these beautiful and functional tools. These tools, quite literally, made life possible for these early humans. Our story now takes us to around 300,000 years ago, when Neanderthals roamed the earth. They were no longer satisfied with simple stones. Instead, they began designing tools with more precision, tools that could perform a variety of tasks. These humans used a technique called levallois to create stone blades that were sharper and more functional. Each blade was carefully crafted and used for cutting, breaking, or scraping. Neanderthals were also the first to exhibit behaviors like burying their dead. Imagine, they began to show emotions and respect toward their deceased. Along with using tools for hunting and defense, they made tools that were useful for preparing food or building shelters. This shows us that Neanderthals weren't just focused on survival, they also had the early sparks of culture in their minds. Now, around 50,000 years ago, we enter a period where Homo sapiens, modern humans like us, emerged. This era saw a huge explosion of creativity. These humans didn't limit themselves to stone tools. They began using materials like bone, ivory, and wood to craft more specialized tools. Imagine a hunter of this time, using a spear made from wood and stone to hunt large animals. Or an artist sitting in a cave, using natural colors to paint on the walls. Tools were no longer just about survival, they had become part of human culture, art, and storytelling.